Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis. It is November 25th. Happy Thanksgiving, or at least late Thanksgiving to everybody, or just hopefully you had a good Thursday and a good weekend and Black Friday and crazy shopping, all that coming up. But Xur has arrived. He is in the tower, so let's see what he's got. All right, so the first thing we've got is the Wardclif Coil. Very old exotic rocket launcher, but if you don't have it, it's kind of the only one like it. It fires a volley of arc rockets pretty much all at the same time. It's very good for kind of deleting a champion, doing a lot of damage over like one quick rocket fire. Basically, if it's something, if you don't own it, just buy it. Hunters, you've got a decent one, especially for newer players who may not own this. Celestial Nighthawk modifies Golden Gun to fire one single high damage shot, can be useful in certain PvE, DPS situations, and you've got decent resilience, decent recovery, and intellect for a solid PvE role. I know it's not mobility for a hunter, which you may want, but in a PvE survival situation, especially newer players who may not own this, that is not a bad role to start with. So if you don't own it, buy it. For the Titans, you've got One-Eyed Mask. This is going to be more a PvP exotic. You could use it in PvE, but I wouldn't say that's probably the best place for it. Highlights the target who dares to damage you, track down and destroy them for an overshield. So if you kill a target who's shooting you, you get an overshield. Not a bad thing, because it's actually good for recovery. Unfortunately, this is high mobility, kind of a wasted stat roll. The resilience has got a good spike, discipline and strength, not too shabby. Just the high mobility, not my preference. I would love to see recovery where that is, and then I'd say even for a 63, it's good. But a 63 with double-digit recovery is kind of a waste of a stat, in my opinion. So mediocre stats here, personally. All right, Apotheosis fail. I don't love this one, but if you're a newer player and you want to see if you like it, basically, you regenerate health, melee, grenade, and rift energy upon activating your super. I don't love exotics that you have to wait on your super for. That's just me. Nearby allies recharge class abilities faster, and you have an okay PvE role. Decent resilience, more recovery, intellect, and strength. Decent. But again, I just don't love this exotic, so that's a preference. But to complete your collection as a newer player, this is an okay role to tuck away in the vault. As for your exotics, we've got Hawkmoon with Quick Draw, which probably is okay for some, and a Moving Target Deadman's Tail, again, probably okay, but neither of these are going to be the God roll. Also, don't forget, if you're looking to acquire stuff from the kiosk, exotics you may not have, remember, pick this quest up, you're going to do 21 activities, and then if you do more challenging activities, it's going to go faster, get you your exotic cipher so you can unlock stuff from the kiosk. Just don't forget about this when it's sitting out here. You should probably work on this every week if you are a newer player. All right, the legendary weapons here are basically all skippable. You got Subsistence and Disruption Break on a hand cannon. That's just not exciting. Disruption Break on a pulse rifle. It's just not worth it. Full auto is about to be part of like the system accessibility feature, so that's just kind of a wasted perk in my opinion. Some god tier sniper in PvP probably could take a firmly planted quick draw, decent handling sniper, and whoop my butt with it, but that's like 5 players probably. Slide shot Thresh, I just can't see that this is going to be exciting for anybody. A decent sword. Not my favorite. I typically want Relentless and Whirlwind if you're working on a big target, but if you're using your sword for a lot of smaller targets in a group, then this actually would be a good combination. Balance Guard, and then Hungry Edge. You're going to have a decent setup here for just destroying enemies in groups, but normally swords are very specific to try and just wail away on a bigger target, which is where Relentless and Whirlwind is going to be your better combo. So this is okay if you're in a group, for example, but it's just not like my perfect sword. This is one of those that has like the shifty moving perks. Like this one, when I was looking at it earlier, Swashbuckler wasn't even there. Now, Grave Robber, Trench Barrel, Accurized Rounds, Small Bore, Handling, or even this will give you a boost to Handling. It's not a bad shotgun. If you want an ARC PvE shotgun, lightweight, 80 rounds per minute, and then Trench Barrel. See, I told you, it just went away. Grave Robber and Trench Barrel paired together actually synergize pretty well. So if you don't have like an ARC PvE shotgun, maybe at some point they'll have a use. I never pull out a shotgun for PvP or PvE because I do stuff at range. So, but if you need to just, you know, tuck away an okay ad clearing or mid-use PvE shotgun, this is kind of it. But as you can tell, I'm not too excited about it. All of these are mediocre at best. These two are okay. As for the legendary armor, let's see if any stats are worth your time. Double-digit mobility, really high mobility, some mobility and not much in the bottom and only a 60, and then too much on mobility. Nothing for the Titans. I'm sorry, guys. We lose this week. Warlock's legendary armor is going to be similar to the Hunters. You guys will see that in a second. 59 you can skip. A 62. Resilience, recovery, decent stats for abilities. 58 you can skip. Resilience, recovery, decent stats for abilities. Again, a newer player is 62, getting you some PvE resistance with resilience. Not a bad place to get started if you're looking for a couple decent pieces and you're a newer player. So Not amazing for any like veteran player, but getting started, these actually aren't bad. All right, for hunters, again, it's mediocre armor, but for a newer player, you could at least get yourself started with a couple 60s. You've got a 62, decent mobility, not a bad place to start for a hunter, at least to get going until you get some better stuff. 57, skip it. 62, again, okay, but nothing really too exciting, and a 62, a little higher mobility and strength. So again, I say 62 to skip. This is for a lot of players who've been playing for longer who are looking for like 64 and above. But for a newer player, this is not a bad roll. So that's totally up to you. But hunters, nothing really exciting, just newer player starters. One thing I did want to point out is Freelance Trials of Osiris is here this weekend, and you've also got the Double Trials rank booster. So if you're playing as a solo player, and then you can get double rank booster, you can get some good reputation, some good engrams, and get yourself some trials loot this weekend. So don't skip it, because as a solo player, which you guys know I help a lot of you guys with, the Alacrity perk is actually very good. Something like the Reed's Regret especially, probably not a bad one to have one of those, and there's a couple others that you should probably look into. But Freelance Trials, bonus reputation, it's when I play the most trials, so if you want to play and go for some engrams, now is the time. But that basically does wrap up Xur for today. Not much exciting there, a couple pieces that could help a newer player either kind of build out collections or have some armor to start. But nothing really exciting. So hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. If you want to find me on Twitch or Twitter, it's Ebontis. If you're new to the channel, you enjoyed the video, drop a like below, leave a comment to say hello, or hit that subscribe button and the alert bell so you guys can see my future content, because the new season is not far away, and you guys know I will be giving you lots of guides and content very soon. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.